Hello and welcome back to You the Manager, your weekly fantasy football fix. This week we've got a little treat for you. We've got the You the Manager 2007-2008 overall winner Zoran Furlan in the office to answer a few questions. Here's what he had to say. My first question has to be, what did you spend your winnings on?
I spent the most of my winnings on to my new apartment for my son, my wife and me, and that's it. My dreams comes true, thanks to you.
But in your winning season,
Yeah.
which players did the best for you?
Wow, Fernando Torres at the time, and I buy Fernando Torres in February, and after that he scored in short time 2 hat-tricks, and I think it was the one key, and the second key is definitely transferring Matthew Taylor 7 rounds before the end,
Excellent.
And after that he scored 2 goals against Arsenal in the match both of Arsenal. And
Well, I'm sure the Arsenal fans won't be happy.
Yeah.
But which players have let you down the most when you've transferred them in, or
in my winning season?
in any season, really?
In any season. I don't know, Michal Balak, I don't know. It was some players, but I am not angry for them. I'm angry for myself to pick them at the first place,
I'm sure you are. And how did you use your transfers in your winning season? Did you use them across the season, or did you wield the axe?
Yeah. For my winning teams, I used my first transfer after, I think, round 8, and spent 10 transfers until beginning of January, and last 5 transfers I spent in the second half of the season, between January and end of the season, and I left 2 transfers for last 7 rounds. But each season is different. One season, too many injuries at the beginning. Second season, no injuries at the beginning, but injuries in the middle of the game. Spend your transfers when you need it. That's it.
That's your top tip.
Yeah.
Excellent. So moving on to this season,
Yeah.
who was the first player on your team sheet?
Who high? Not the first players, like everybody else. Lampard, Gerrard in the middle.
Yeah.
And obviously in the defense this season, Glenn Johnson will be points machine. Ashley Cole also, maybe a little bit later. Everybody knows about Leighton Baines, scored from penalties, and you must be lucky to pick up the right players at the right time. This
of course.
is the magic of success. Right players in the right time.
Excellent. And do you have any bargain tips for this season? Any players that would be cheap?
Not really bargain at the moment. Maybe Miliash from Wolverhampton, but he doesn't score at the moment, but maybe he will.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence is good for 2.0. Shawcross, definitely. Shawcross from
Stoke.
From Stoke City, also fire. But okay, Stoke made 3 clean sheets now, but maybe Stoke will not continue. Dear gods knows that, because this is interesting to play, fantasy football, because one thing is logic and other thing is what will be going on the pitch,
Oh, of course.
This is magic of fantasy football.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Well, that was great to hear from Zoran. Now we've got Fantasy Dave to give you a few tips on the best way to win £5,000 this month.
Thanks, Dan. Well, September Manager Month is upon us. £5,000 up for grabs. You need to pick the best 11 in a 4-3-3 formation from the next 3 game weeks. You need to study mirrorfootball.co.uk's fixtures and then go back to You the Manager and pick your team. I've put a few hints and tips in for you, and don't forget obviously that we've got a 2 for 1 at the moment, which means you can enter 2 teams for only a £5, so that means twice the chance to win our £5 prize. I've got a few tips for you. Firstly is Aston Villa defenders. Now Villa start the month away at goal-shy Birmingham and then have a gimme at home to Portsmouth, followed by a trip to Blackburn, which is of course Stephen Warnock's old club. Expect at least 2 clean sheets from those 3 fixtures, but the trick will be to pick the starting defenders that you actually think will play. Secondly is Chelsea forwards. Now, I know it's a bit obvious, but with the other top teams playing each other in September, the Blues 3 games, which Stoke away, Spurs at Stamford Bridge and then Wigan away at the DW Stadium, put them up against some very questionable defending. Spurs and Wigan has only one clean sheet between them so far this season. Didier Drogba starts September as the top scorer in the game, and I fully expect him to end it in exactly the same position. Let's have a look at the weekend fixtures. A lot of great matchups there, and here are a few stats that could help you on your way. First, look at Man City versus Arsenal. Big game on Saturday, 3 o'clock. The last draw between those two teams at Man City's grounds was in 1994, so expect a result one way or the other. Evening game on Saturday, Tottenham versus Manchester United, another big game. Spurs haven't beaten United for a run of 19 games since May 2001, when 2 Willem Korsten goals helped them to a 3-1 win at White Hart Lane. Can they break that hoodoo? And then on Sunday, the TV game is Fulham versus Everton. Now, Everton's 2-0 win at Grevon Cottage on the last day of last season was their first ever win on Fulham's ground in the Premier League. Before that game, the last time they even scored a goal was in 2004, so expect a close game and a few goals there. Earlier today, Dan asked Zoran what his tips were for September's £5,000 manager month were, so let's have a look at what he's got to say.
So Zoran, have you got any tips for the September manager of the month prize?
Okay, my first tip is do not put any Stoke defender, because they have 3 clean sheets already, and Chelsea home Manchester not really good. Maybe from little clubs, maybe Sunderland for clean sheets would be good, maybe even Bolton. And from the big guns, who knows? Liverpool. I don't feel clean sheets from Manchester, but who knows? Okay. From midfield, I think Lampard might be score goals.
Lampard always scores goals.
Always scores, but I don't think he scored in first 4 rounds. I think he's not 3 assists, but not scored. So it's time for Frank Lampard.
Time for the Frank.
So it seems Fabregas from Arsenal play more offensive role, and he is back from injury, and he might score 2 or 3 goals. Also Arshavin, I think he's also recovered from injury. We will see.
And your own countryman, Eduardo?
He is in rotation in Arsenal. He is a very good player, but maybe not good for you, the manager. I don't know. But maybe if this ban, 2-match ban for Champions League, means he will play more in Premiership, maybe he can score goals definitely. Maybe the dark horse, Eduardo. Yes, good idea.
I do have one every now and then.
Yeah.
A lot of people think they've maybe lost a chance to win anything because it's after the start of the season. What do you think about that?
No way. Any team have a chance in you, the manager. It's only 4 rounds. It's early birds. My message for everybody: keep a hard work, and with necessary luck you need, you will, after 20 rounds, in top 10, top 20. Keep a hard work.
Excellent.
It's my message.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Now, don't forget to make sure your teams are signed in by 12 o'clock. That's lunchtime this Saturday. My thanks to Dave and Zoran for all your help. See you next time.